Welcome to the Sci-Fi Christian Book Reviews, brought to you by the SciFiChristian.com. I'm Ben DeBono.
I'm Ellie DeBono.
That's right, my very favorite person to ever be on the Sci-Fi Christian. My beautiful daughter, Elise DeBono, is here with me today. And what books are we going to be talking about today, Ellie?
Ellie DeBono is fine.
You want to be called Ellie DeBono?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what books are we talking about?
We're talking about
Chronicles of
Narnia.
The Chronicles of Narnia. And you and I have spent the last few months reading these books, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We would read a chapter every night before bedtime.
Yeah.
And when did we finish?
We finished today.
We finished today, just a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we've got here, the very first book. What's the first book called? Do you remember?
The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe.
That's right. We read in chronological order, or in a publication order here in the DeBono family. And then we have the last book here. Do you remember what this one was called? The Last Battle, that we finished today. So, Ellie, this is the first time you've ever read Narnia, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you like it?
Yep.
Should we talk a little bit about it?
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk a little bit generally, and then maybe we can talk about each of the books a little bit, okay?
Sure.
What was your favorite book in the series?
The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe.
The first one that we read?
Yeah.
You like that one the best? How come you like that one?
Because they turned into kings and queens.
Oh, you liked when Peter and Edmund and Susan and Lucy all became kings and queens at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know this is my favorite book in the series too?
Yep.
Yeah, it's really, really good. But we liked the other ones too. We liked all of them, didn't we?
Yep.
And did you have a favorite character in the series? Is there a person you liked the most?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Susan.
You like Susan the most?
Yep.
How come?
Because she was really beautiful.
She's really beautiful. That's a good reason.
Yep.
Yeah. And who else did you like? Did you like Lucy?
Yeah.
And Mr. Tumnus?
Mm-hmm.
What about Aslan? You didn't like him, did you?
I liked Aslan.
Oh, you did.
You're teasing me,
I am
Dad.
teasing you, babe. All right, so let's talk a little bit about each of the books. So we start with this one, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. First one published, right? By, do you remember who wrote these books?
Mm-mm.
C.S. Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, first one published by C.S. Lewis. And then this one, who goes into the wardrobe?
Lucy.
And who else?
Edmund.
And who else?
Susan and Peter.
You got it. And where do they find themselves?
In Narnia.
They're in Narnia. And they have to fight the White Witch, who makes everything winter, but never Christmas. And was the
Yeah.
White Witch a little bit scary sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
But you were pretty brave, weren't you?
Yeah. That's because I'm not scared of anything.
Oh, I don't think that's true. But that's a good thought. Now, I remember...
Well, I'm not even scared of poison frogs or snakes.
Well, how about that? I'm glad I have such a brave girl. You're pretty
And
cool.
I'm not even scared of a bear.
Not even of a bear.
Yep.
I think I'd be a little scared of a bear.
Well, I wouldn't even be scared of 100 poison snakes.
Wow. Okay, well, back to the book. I remember when we got to the part where the White Witch killed Aslan, you were a little bit worried, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And what, did you think Aslan wasn't going to come back?
Mm-hmm.
But then what happened?
He came back.
He came back, and then, like you talked about, the children become kings and queens, and then they finally get back to their home, and it's a really happy ending, isn't it?
Yep.
So then the next book, do you remember what the next one was called?
Charity, Beardy, Carity.
I don't think so. It was called Prince Caspian, right?
It was called Castle Ducky Ducky.
Oh, you're getting very silly. And did you like Caspian? Was he a good guy?
Yep.
And do you remember what his naughty uncle's name was?
Kristen Fox. Luna.
No, that's not true. Was it Naughty Uncle Mirez?
No, it was Fox and their Slippo.
Oh my goodness, this is getting very silly. This is even sillier than when Matt is on the show with me. And is Matt a pretty silly guy?
Yep.
Yeah, you know Matt, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But we'll talk seriously about this book so that our viewers can get your thoughts on it. Did you like Prince Caspian? Did you like the book quite a bit? You did. Can you say it loud enough so the camera can hear?
I did!
Oh, I think that's plenty loud. Oh my goodness, we're in silly overload here. And I think we'll move on for the sake of silliness getting out of control. So the next one was the Voyage of... Do you remember what the ship is called?
Prince Caspian.
No, the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And this one does have Prince Caspian in it again. And who else is in this one?
Lucy and Edmund.
And do you remember who their cousin is? Eustace?
Eustace!
Yeah, and then there's also the silly mouse. Who's the silly mouse that's in this one?
Ray
All right, let's quiet down just a little bit. We don't want to make all of our viewers go deaf. So Reepa Cheep is the silly mouse in this one, and they go to all the different islands. And do you remember they meet those silly people? What are they called again? The Dufflepods? And they're jumping all around, and they're very, very goofy. Did you like this book? Voyage of the Dawn Treader?
Yes, I did.
You did? Wait, where are you going?
To see the wolf.
Oh, we're not done with the review yet, babe. Okay, we got to come on. We got a few more books to get through. Okay, we'll go quick. We'll go quick since I know you're getting antsy. Next, we come to the Silver Chair, and Eustace is back in this one, and who else is with him? Jill, and remember, we'll keep it down for the video. We also have Puddleglum goes with them.
Yep.
And they have to rescue Prince Rillian, don't they?
Yep.
Now, what did you think of this book? Was this one pretty exciting?
Mm-hmm. And when you were saying the prince, I thought you were going to say Prince Caspian.
No, because remember, Prince Caspian's an old man in this one, right?
Right.
And Rillian is his son. Mm-hmm. Now, we watched the movie for all of these, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And did you like the movie with silly old Puddleglum in it? Mm-hmm. And do you remember those giants who are really naughty? Mm-hmm. What did you think of them?
I liked them.
You liked them, but they were naughty guys. Oh, we shouldn't like the naughty giants. All right. And then we come to the fifth book, and I know you really like this one, The Horse and His Boy. Because do you remember who the two horses are that you really, really liked? Do you remember their names?
Jill and Eustace.
No, those are the people, and they're not even in this one, you silly goof. The horses' names were Bree and Hwyn, and you like horses a lot, don't you?
Yep.
And do you like horses? I know you're a big fan of My Little Pony, aren't you?
Yep.
Did you know that some of our listeners on the Sci-Fi Christian are also fans of My Little Pony?
Oh.
Even though they're big guys like that. Isn't that a little weird?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a little weird. But you're okay. You're 4 years old. You're a girl, so you can be a big fan of My Little Pony and The Horse and His Boy. And did you like this book? Oh, let's use real words for the video, okay? Okay, did you like this book?
Yes, mosquito.
Oh my goodness, you're calling me mosquito now. You were just on silly overload. Okay, we're going to get through these last two quick. Then we have The Magician's Nephew. And this one is all about the very beginning of Narnia, isn't it?
I want to tell them who my dad is.
Who's your dad?
My dad is the mosquito.
The mosquito. Oh my goodness, you are just silly. Now we got two more, so let's keep the sillies under control for just another minute while we finish up these last two books.
Okay.
Do you remember who the naughty guy is in this book? Do you remember?
The White Witch.
The White Witch. We find out where she came from, don't we? Mm-hmm. And she's kind of scary, isn't she?
I liked her a whole lot.
Yeah, you did, because that's right. You're not as afraid of anything. And do you remember who the horse was in this one? Do you remember his name? Starts out as Strawberry, but then Aslan makes him into a flying horse and he becomes Fledge, doesn't he?
Wait, I'm gonna say the horse's name.
Okay, you go for it.
The horse's name is...
Right. And what did you think of silly Uncle Andrew in this book? He was pretty goofy, wasn't he? Remember how we laughed when the animals planted him in the ground and thought he was a tree?
Yep.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we come to the very last book, The Last Battle, and this one has that naughty ape in it, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And we did not like him one bit, did we?
I loved him.
You loved him. You're being silly, aren't you?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I think you are. So I'm glad to know that you have inherited the silly genes in the family. But this one, at the very end, what happens? Remember
Hello, my name is Ellie Debono.
Yeah, we already did that part, you goof. Okay, do you remember the old... Let's keep the sillies under control for one more minute. Do you remember the old Narnia goes away? And then Aslan makes a brand new Narnia?
Yep, it's like...
Yes, it's just like that. And then all of our old friends who we thought had died in the other books are there in the new Narnia. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so, final thoughts on the series for you. Did you like it? Would you want to read it again with me sometime? No, I don't think that's true. Should we read it to Owen when he gets a little bit bigger?
Sure.
Sure. Now, for my part, I got a lot out of reading it to you, kiddo, because I read these stories. Do you know Papa, my dad? Mm-hmm. Did you know that he read them to me when I was growing up? Mm-hmm. And so now I've read them to you, and do you think you'll read them to your kids someday if you have kids?
My dad will read them.
Your dad will? You think you'll just have me come over and read them to your kids?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll see about that. But yeah, it was a very special experience getting to read them to you, kiddo, because for me, it gave me a different way of looking at them. Wait, stay here. We're almost done. Where are you going?
Down.
No, you gotta sign off. You gotta sign off. Here, come here for just 1 second. We'll be done in just 1 second. Come on. Come back. But getting to read them to you gave me a really different perspective. Now get in the shot. All right, climb on up here. Okay, babe. All right, so I think we're going to wrap this up because the natives are getting restless, so to speak. So that's all for now. As far as release schedule, I thought the new Neil Gaiman book was coming out this week. As I said in the last video, apparently it's a week from Tuesday, so that won't be the case this week. But Matt and I will be around. You want to be silly. I know you do, babe. Just a second. Matt and I will be around on Wednesday with a review of Justice League Tower of Babel, a graphic novel. And then later this week, I'll probably finish 2010 by Arthur C. Clarke. But for now, that's all from here. I'm Ben DeBono. Say your name.
I'm Ellie Silly DeBono.
You are Ellie Silly DeBono. I believe that. And this is the Sci-Fi Christian Book Reviews. Signing off. And say goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Sean.